Mr. Jeremiah, I'm ready to my
Tear it down because there's money. It's always the incentive.
So besides your house, I'm interested in knowing, because you've done several projects, you know, I don't even know if you're outside New Orleans or not, but I know for sure, just in New Orleans you've done several. Can you tell me anywhere in the world that you worked, what is a project that was just really invigorating for you, that just like the whole process was just exciting?
Sure. Two, when I was at Camel Architects. So I've had this company since 2016, but I worked at Camel Architects from 2003 to 2014.
Okay.
And when I was there, we focused on, Camel Architects still focuses on historic tax credits and historic renovations, and a lot of hotels that you'll see around the city. And two of the multifamily projects I did while I was there, one of them is 200 Carondolet. So if you're looking at the skyline of the New Orleans skyline, and you see the Hibernia Bank White Tower. The one that's gold next to that is 200 Carondolet. Oh. And that was like my baby for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And it became mixed income residential.
Okay.
It's like 180 units, and so 23 stories. And I love that project because from start to finish I worked on it. And so it has a beautiful Art Deco lobby, all these elevator lobbies with all these beautiful details. Oh, I love that project. And from start to finish, and then we designed each of the residential units. Wow. So I also learned about tax credits. Yeah. And that project was the perfect storm because that's what the developer said, because not only did it have historic preservation tax credits, yeah, it had low-income housing tax credits. It had something, I think that was called Go Zone back then, which is
the Go Opportunity Zone.
Yeah, so right now you have, the improvement zones or whatever. It had that, and it had new market tax credits. Nice. So a project that may have been tens of millions of dollars had so many incentives around it to help bring this old building back into commerce. Absolutely. So that was great. And then also another project was the LaSalle Apartments. Okay. So if you're looking at the Sanger Theater, and you think that's all the Sanger Theater, well, there's two buildings. So there are two 4-story brown buildings at the front before you walk through the central arcade. Yeah. So the LaSalle Apartments was the project on the left, and we turned that 4-story building into, again, mixed income housing. And I love that project because it had so many historic features, where it had this tile in there that was like this orange crackled tile that was in there from the lobby. So we had to work with a tile manufacturer, and we recreated that tile in certain parts of the space. It had beautiful windows, so we restored those. Yeah. I just love it. And so, and at the end of the day, the client loved it, and people are living in there. And those were two of my favorite projects before I started working on this. And truthfully, what I love now is like every project. Just like I said, I'm your guide through the process. And every story is different, so that's what I like, each project. So somebody had a client, people love camelbacks, right? Yeah. Because it's good, because people have multi-generational families, right? So imagine you're a couple, you have a kid, but the in-laws live on the other side and they babysit the kid. Yeah. So now you have a double, and then you put a camelback, so maybe the master suite is upstairs, yeah, or the kids have bedrooms upstairs. So every one of those is different. Yeah. So for a while I was referring to myself as the Camel Back King because I was doing so many camelbacks when people say, oh, we inherited this double, but it doesn't have enough space. Yeah. What do we need to do?
And for those not from the New Orleans area who may be confused, the camelback is essentially, you've got a traditional structure home, and then in the back you add like an extra floor. And so essentially from a distance, the house looks like it's a camel, essentially. Right. And so that's where the term came from. So so as you were talking about that, you mentioned with the first project, which is fabulous, a couple of thoughts came to mind. I was thinking like, it's amazing how you'll be driving around a place and I always think about who are the people that participated in a building, and you just never know who the person was, their time, their energy, their passion that was put into it. Because I've seen the building. I was like, it's a gorgeous building. So now I know one of the people responsible for making it so amazing. But then another thing that I thought about was all those credits, the tax credits, all these opportunities out there. So for people who were saying, well, I have funds that I can invest in real estate and renovation, how do I make it possible? That's one of the things that's big, is like finding out as you're shopping, are there tax credits, are there incentives for doing a project in a particular space, and what are the requirements to get those credits? So
right, and there are different people who have different specialties. So if you said, I heard about tax credits,
yeah,
I need more information. So one, there in Louisiana, there's the State Historic Preservation Office.
yeah,
So they're gonna have a list of qualified tax credit consultants for their historic preservation tax credits.
yeah.
I'm on that
You're
list
on
as
there.
well.
Options that are available, but they don't always have to be exotic, like a new.
And I've been seeing more people start investment groups. So they go.
Renovation, I always tell people, like, wait till I get in the attic, wait till I get under the house.
A lot of people confuse warranty with homeowners insurance. So